adrenaline pumping. That feeling, the last move you're gonna make could be the last. Whether you win or lose is dependent on this. That is the competitive scene of gaming. Now, the competitive scene of gaming it has the blood pumping action. It also has players who are reluctant to join, because either they're afraid or they just think they're not good enough. Now, so anyone here who plays competitive gaming understands that, well, I would assume they would understand that putting one person against another is like a gladiator match, right? Each person going at each other's throats. But yeah, it definitely gets competitive. Now, this could scare people off because the competitive scene isn't exactly friendly, but I'm here to explain that how to join it. Now, I am a gamer. I've done a lot of research. I know what I'm talking about because I'm trying to join competitive gaming. But know that competitive gaming is scary. It's intimidating. I've had the experience, and from what I think that a solution to this could be to join a gaming society or club. Now, the competitive scene, think of it as a cold battlefield where good isn't good enough. Competing in tournaments, let's say, requires three main things. It requires skill, practice, and research. Now, any player who goes into a competition without these three things will most likely lose, even though they say that they're good enough. Because competitions are a serious thing. People take these things seriously. They're not going to let up if you're a newbie, let's say. Now, an example for this, two games that I've done competitively at least, or trying to, are Pokemon and Smash Brothers. So for Pokemon, training for a local tournament was very intensive. I dedicated at least a month of my life to training, to research, to everything dealing with Pokemon to compete in the local tournament, which I did do pretty well at. But yeah, a lot of the research involved required me to look at counters to whatever I was using, common choices to people and their teams, and just so on and so forth. And the other example of Smash Brothers, it's not what you think. It may seem like a fun game where people hit each other, right? But in fact, it's a mind game. You need to master advanced techniques to compete with other people at their level. Because without that, you're pretty much dead. There's no way you'd be able to stand up to them. And these techniques take a while to master. And without them, again, you stand no chance. And again, research also involves counters, because each character can do something, whereas another can easily beat that person out. Now, tourneys, they may seem intimidating because they are. I've mentioned this plenty of times already. No one wants to lose, but thanks to tournaments, there's only one winner, right? There has to be. But to me, I feel like tournaments should be fun and exciting. And thanks to Twitch, a lot of that is there. So Ben Popper of The Verge, which is a magazine, I believe, mentions the center of the rise in competitive spectating is due to Twitch. They're basically the platform of every competitive game out there right now. Now, whether watching a game via Twitch or being a part of it and being watched, it's enjoyable. It's got to be, or else you wouldn't be doing it. Now, but yeah, and again, competitive scene is intimidating, but this time, don't let it get to you. As a person, I hate to go unprepared. I know last time I ended up, not on point. I failed. But yeah, when I'm passionate, I get the job done. Now, competing isn't just a show for who's better, because oftentimes a win could be a fluke. You could have won because of random things or luck. So I don't believe in bragging rights at tournaments. I believe that tournaments should be just for fun, a competitive environment for players of equal skill level to battle on an equal playing field. Now, the players involved in tournaments, they could, most of the time or not, like mostly they're nice people. They'll offer constructive criticism to how you're playing, and also they could turn out to be very good sparring partners in the near future to help you improve. Now, my main reason for playing in tournaments, or wanting to at least, is the adrenaline. Whenever I play against someone who's pretty good, like really good, or around my skill level, it's like the clashing of swords. Who's gonna make the mistake that'll end their life, I guess? Who's gonna win, who's gonna lose? That adrenaline pumping action always gets my heart racing and leaves me shaking at the end. No matter who wins or loses, it's still an enjoyable match. It's definitely an experience to enjoy, or to have had before. It's extreme. Yeah. Now, moving on to my last point, a solution to getting involved in the competitive scene is GMU. GMU offers you a lot of different clubs and societies that are basically centered around gaming. Now, I'm going to use a very clear example, League of Legends, let's say. So League of Legends is a very big game right now. It's probably like, I believe it's the #1 game in the world being watched, right? So, there's a club for that here, the League of Legends Club. Now they sponsor a lot of tournaments and other things, and they're accessible via the GMU website or Facebook. Now, League of Legends itself has a very steep learning curve to many new players. And in my suggestion, I feel like getting a veteran player to help ease that is very nice. So what other better way than to get veterans from the GMU League of Legends Club? They'll help you out. But yeah. And then if tournaments aren't your thing, these clubs offer many different things for people who are, I guess, casual, if that's to say. They offer screening of tournaments, and they also offer many different events, like get-togethers and such. And I believe that I believe that these clubs should act like what Sakura said for Super Smash Bros., like he designed it for. So Super Smash Bros. Was designed to sort of target a sort of skill graph where in the middle, it's not meant to target the small peak of hardcore players that play like those competitive fighting games. So I feel like clubs should also and tournaments should also go towards the medium rather than the hardcore peak. But yeah, in conclusion, competitive gaming is very intimidating, but don't let that get to you. In my experience, I hope I explained enough to at least lighten that up, and if anything, join a gaming society because they know what they're doing and they're nice about it. And yeah, hopefully if you do join, the world of competitive gaming will open up to you, and if not, that's fine, but I sure hope mine opens up soon. Thank you.